Hi, this is Francisco Brijan from vitalcoaching.com. We are talking about dating success for women. And the topic for this video is don't have sex at a first date. The reason why I'm saying this is very simple. Actually, there are quite a few reasons. The first one, it is that, okay, I read recently, I don't remember the specific article, the place where I found it, but I think it's for sure it's the way it works, that when a woman has intercourse, she will release a certain type of hormone which is going to signal to her that the man she's having sex with is the one with who she wants to have babies. So this creates a certain sense of commitment or a sense of attraction towards that person, emotional attachment that stays there. So if the person with who you are having sex is not actually someone who wants to be with you on the long term, this is going to create trouble because you are going to get emotionally attached to that person before there is a clear sign that it's a two-way commitment. And of course this commitment is not clear usually after a first date. Most of the times, you date a few times, you go out a few times before it's clear that there is a mature commitment. And this is for a woman, if you have sex and then the guy realizes that you are not really the person with who he wants to be long term, then this is going to create emotional trouble, emotional pain eventually, because the guy is going to take distance and you are attached to that person. So that's the first element. The second aspect is that when you have sex and you have intercourse, of course, there is a little bit of drop in terms of intensity, in terms of attraction. Why? Because what creates attraction between a man and a woman, of course, has to do with sexual attraction. I mean, that's not the whole story, but a big part of it is that. And when you have intercourse, it's a whole energy, a whole level of attraction which is released, and therefore a man can sometimes lose interest after having intercourse. He loses this kind of intensity, and the best way for this not to happen is to build up first complicity, build up attraction, be flirty, be developing this connection, so that when you do have intercourse there is a higher level of attraction. So this higher level of complicity is usually not there after one date or even two dates. You need to build it up progressively, and my advice is really to wait maybe for at least a few dates, maybe even 1 to 3 months until you actually go all the way to intercourse, because that way when you have intercourse and there is this kind of after sex effect that happens after having sex, there is this drop of energy or this release of attraction. Then when this happens, you know that you are within a space which is secured, where there is love, there is harmony, there is complicity, and therefore there is not going to be bad surprises within that space. Okay, that's the second element. The third element, which is important as well, is of course safe sex. One of the key ideas about safe sex is the fact that you tend to have sex, especially with people you are committed to, rather than have casual sex. This is something that increases your chances of something bad happening. So my advice also is stick to to having sex and intercourse with somebody you really trust, somebody you are already a bit committed to, at least. Okay. And the goal again is to remember that what you want is really to create this sense of emotional complicity. You build up attraction, you build love, you build romantic energy, and all that happens within a certain period of time. You can count 1 to 3 months really for this to really build up. And when you have intercourse, when you have sex with somebody within this context, then the experience is of course much higher. There is an intensity that goes of course much higher when you already know the person better. There is more security, there is a sense of connection, emotional connection. Now, what you do, if you don't have sex, does it mean that you cannot exchange anything? No, of course not. What I'm talking about is purely intercourse. You can have exchange of intimacy, and there are lots of gradations, lots of stages of intimacy. If you go just to a date with somebody, that's the first stage. If you have light intimacy, that's another level, and if you have intercourse, that's a third level. So my advice is to stick to a level of intimacy. You can be lightly intimate, you can share all the things, but simply don't go all the way to intercourse. And yes, you can be lightly intimate with somebody even at the first day. This works, but don't go all the way to intercourse. That's my advice. Okay, you take care and have a great day. Bye bye.